Good evening and welcome to this new series, I Believe, but Why? In this series, I invite your questions, your thoughts about God, about your faith, and then I promise that I will interact with that and reflect on that from my own perspective. The reason for this series is to really explore why we believe. So you will provide me with questions and I will reflect on it, and hopefully that will lead to more conversation and we can talk about it more via our social media or in any which way that you would like. So let me first begin by the question I received this week, and I will only mention the first name. Rob wrote and said, when looking at the events that are happening around us, do you think that we are in the time of the book of Revelation? And the truth is that I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know how you are receiving the book of Revelation. I know sometimes people think of it as end time, or if we are heading to that direction, or something of that nature. If the book of Revelation is a vision, which I believe it is John's vision of the end goal, that is where we are going to be heading, all of us, then I hope that we are heading in that direction. That is our Christian hope. And I take the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 9, as the vision that somehow speaks to where we are heading, which is that John talks about seeing a multitude of people from everywhere, from all the different parts of the world, different languages, nations, races, all coming together around the Lamb to worship Him. I believe that is the vision. And so if we are moving in that direction where we can all equally gather around the Lamb, then yes, we are living that book of Revelation vision. If we are not, if we are having a hard time with it, then maybe it is a good thing that we are figuring it out. And one of the things that I would say about that is, you see, this whole diversity didn't just drop from somewhere. God created it. So God loves this richness, this beauty, this whole tapestry that God has created. And if God has created it, then there is a purpose to it. And we cannot make an argument for what is better and what isn't. All of it, we know, works together for the glory of God. And in that togetherness, there is no one being better than the other. And so that is my Christian faith. That is how I reflect on what, Rob, you may have been alluding to. Now, let me share with you a story from my past, which will probably help you to understand why I believe. And that story is that when I was a child, about 4 years old, we used to have animals, and one of the animals we had was a water buffalo. And this is in Pakistan, where families can have a water buffalo. That is the main source of milk, by the way, and it's delicious milk. And so, as a 4-year-old, that day we were expecting our water buffalo to deliver a calf. That, by the way, is my animal, who doesn't think that she's an animal. She is Ellie, she's my dog, and she has to keep watch all around. and sometimes I wonder if she is a little more than a dog, but that's for another day. So that particular day, we were expecting our water buffalo to deliver a calf, and the water buffalo was having a hard time, and the vet was there, and lots of adults there running around trying to figure out what was going on. And there was a great nervousness. We might or the possibility was there that we could have lost our water buffalo. So in that commotion of people running around, and I was in my room, and the room was such that there was a door that opened to the outside where the water buffalo was, uh, and people running through my room, and at some point I remember someone running there. As a 4-year-old, very nervous, absorbing as a sponge all the nervousness in the environment. I said, "What's going on?" or something of that nature. And I was told, "Just pray." And I still remember thinking, "Oh, that's a great idea." So I went down on my knees and I started praying for my water buffalo. And I don't remember exactly what my words were, but I prayed for my water buffalo, that she would be fine and that she would be able to deliver this baby calf. And I remember as soon as I went on my knees and I started praying, I heard sounds of elation. People were happy because all of a sudden, whatever was going on was no more, and this water buffalo delivered a calf. From that day, my faith was confirmed. Obviously, I already believed, that's why I got down on my knees to pray even at the age of 4. But from that day onwards, my faith was confirmed. And so oftentimes, my mind would take me back to that event and remind me that, look, prayers work. And so I believe, and that is why. I believe because it's a lived experience of a prayer coming true. I invite your thoughts, your questions. Please send them in. You can send them in by sending me an email. My email is asamuel at St. Paul's stpaulsct.org. Please do send them in. I will read them, and next week I will share with you another one of my stories and also talk to you about whatever you may send. Have a blessed week and see you next week.